Prince Harry faces backlash after being accused of jumping on the bandwagon on lecturing the COVID vaccine programs. The Duke of Sussex sent a video message to mark World AIDS Day, in which he compared the COVID vaccine rollout to past global failures in dealing with the HIV epidemic. But royal correspondent Rupert called out the 37-year-old prince for comparing like with like. He spoke on the show. He is comparing the situation to what happened with AIDS, which of course, spread through Africa and various places as if it was a pandemic. He is accusing people of not doing enough to help those countries during the AIDS pandemic 40 years ago, and he is comparing like with like. Rupert mentioned that Harry did a similar stunt in September when he and wife Meghan Markle attended Global Citizen Live in New York. He called on the ultra-wealthy pharmaceutical companies to waive their intellectual property rights on COVID vaccines. Harry had a pop at a pharmaceutical company, but they are not interested. They are just looking to sorting out the richer countries because they are the countries that can pay for the vaccines, the royal commentator added. He's done this before, so it's another way to give him an impression. Yes, it's very worthy, the attention. Of course we want to help as many people as possible. But it's an easy headline for Harry to get in these circumstances. Jumping on the bandwagon maybe, although Diana, his mother, was very much in the forefront of helping the AIDS situation. On World AIDS Day, Prince Harry called on all countries to join a movement to ensure that science for HIV and COVID-19 reaches all who need it most. He pointed out the parallels between the AIDS crisis and the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, stating that it is striking to see the AIDS activists across the globe are also leading the call for COVID-19 vaccine equity. He, however, stressed that vaccinating the world is a test of our moral character and we are experiencing a spectacular failure when it comes to global vaccine equity. In a letter to WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, the prince spoke out on behalf of his late mother Princess Diana, a longtime advocate in the fight against HIV/AIDS. He honored those whose lives have been cut short and further reaffirmed his commitment to a scientific community that has worked tirelessly against the disease. Amid rising concerns over the Omicron COVID variant, Harry talked about the global vaccination rates as nearly half of the population remains unvaccinated. He noted that it is too early to know the full extent of the risk that the Omicron variant poses. However, he added that there is no doubt that its emergence is of deep concern. He said that the voiceless majority of the world needs to be heard. Prince Harry called for international pandemic agreements, for governments to deliver the doses that they committed, for the breaking of pharma monopolies that prevent vaccines from getting to communities around the world, and ultimately treating all human lives as equal. He said that to repeat the mistakes of the past is a betrayal of the next generation. He also declared that it is time to draw from the lessons that were learned throughout the HIV/AIDS pandemic, where millions died unnecessarily due to deep inequities in access to treatment. Harry and Meghan were reportedly under pressure after failing to produce any content for Spotify this year. The Sussexes signed a whopping £18 million contract with the streaming platform, but they only have one show under their belts, which is a 35-minute holiday special last December.